Papa, oh, Jolly Papa, Malaysia, Jolly Papa, Malaysia, Papa, oh, Jolly Papa, Malaysia, If I am a Mara, Megawasi, no one else. If I am a Mara, Megawasi, Tamuno take, Tamuno bo, Opasi Zizio, Mega, Mommy Melo, I say, Jana, I say, you're at your phone. Hello, Mega, Jolly Papa, Moasia, Papa, oh, Jolly Papa, Moasia, Jolly Papa, Moasia, Papa, oh, Jolly Papa, Moasia,
BIAFRA'S demand for justice for Maazi Simon Eba Joko, a prisoner of conscience in Finland who is standing to save the life of people. Justice for Simon Eba Joko. Justice for all BIAFRA'S. Let us continue to demand for justice for Maazi Simon Eba. He is innocent and must be released unconditionally. Nigerian government is the one responsible for all atrocities. Biafra Maazi Eba Joko is Welcome. Like and share as you join. Like and share the program as you join, wherever you're joining. You're welcome. You're all welcome. Like and share the program as you're joining. Don't watch alone. Invite somebody to join. Welcome. Thank you for joining. Today is another day on the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. We bring you updates.
Let me say something. Biafra'S, please, this is our Prime Minister. We came here, we are not allowed to talk, but they just surprised us. And we appreciate it. Thank you so much. Oh my God. Listen. Know that the wrong person has been increased. Yes. Yes, we all know that.
I am here because of the life.
Yes.
And we're not giving up.
Yes. No, never.
Oh, yeah.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We really appreciate, honestly. This is my weekend word. This is my confusion word. This is to Bali brand. I'm in Italy, USA. About the world that they get. Bali they go to work. Bali they work for mine. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Wherever they go. Opposite booty. Banana behind the side. I'm on the school road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I say, Trata. And I'm waiting, they happen. And I'm waiting, they happen. And I'm at the body bar. See no day for talk. See no day for talk. If you better you take your eyes. Then I call the driver. Driver waiting. Driver waiting. This is my weekend word. This is my confusion word. This is too Bali brand. I'm in Italy, USA. About the world that they get. Biafra's spirit never dies. From the roots to the sky. In the silence of the night, we still call your name. Through the storm and the struggle, we carry your flame. Though the walls may be high and the chains may be strong, your voice echoes louder every freedom song. Look, we remember your courage, we remember your stand. For the people, for the future, for the promised land. Even when you're not here, your spirit still leads. In the hearts of the people, in our words and deeds. Oh, we no go tired. We no go fall. Through the fire, we stand tall. We know he will be free. Oh yeah. In our hearts, in our dreams, we believe. Simon Edward, we call your name. Born for the struggle, born for the flame. We know he will be free. One day, through the night, we go see better days. We miss your voice, your guiding light. But your spirit keeps the fire burning bright. From the streets to the villages, the message go round. Every voice, every soul in a freedom sound. No prison can silence what the truth has begun. Like the rising of the moon and the shining of the sun. Hey, they can try to hold you
but they don't understand. This is bigger than a man, it's the cry of a lion. From the elders to the youth, everybody knows. Freedom is a seed and it's already grown. Oh, we gon' rise again. We gon' go fair through the pain. Your glory is real. We know He will be free. Oh yeah. In our hearts, in our dreams, we believe. Simon Ekman, we know your name. Born for the struggle, born for the flame. We know He will be free. One day. Through the night we go see better day. We miss your voice, your guiding light. From your spirit keep the fire burning bright. Even in absence you're never gone. In every prayer, in every song, your strength lives on, your fire remains. Breaking the silence, breaking the day. Sunshine, freedom, freedom, we cry. Freedom, freedom, we rise. We know He will be free. Oh yeah. In our hearts, in our dreams, we believe. Simon Ekman, we call your name. Born for the struggle, born for the flame. We know He will be free. One day, through the night, we gonna see better day. We need your presence. Hear the light. And together we go win this fight. He will be free. He will be free. Biafra's spirit.
Now, I want every one of us here today and those who will listen to this particular speech to note one very important fact. Nigeria state came into being through conquest. This is a fact that nobody can change. Nigeria came into existence through conquest. And the forceful imposition of foreign rule, which denied the indigenous people in Niger area the opportunity to negotiate and choose what they wanted. That is the problem. We have lived with this foreign rule and this forceful union for decades, over 100 years. That is the problem. Now, I want everyone listening to me today to understand that after this forceful union of Nigeria, called the amalgamation, successive regime, both before and after the shambolic independence, continue to hold the state together in a similarly forceful manner, the same pattern and the methodology that the conquest and invasion and the colonizers came in with. They thought by the forceful and the barriers of the gun, they will continue to kill people for the unity of Nigeria. That also is the problem today. So, this Nnamdi Kanu is not condemning any group, while Nnamdi Kanu is not condemning any group whatsoever.
Just like I am supporting any group at all, so long as you are fighting against it. While Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is not supporting, is not condemning any group. The people that claim to follow him today, they say Simon Ekpa is a terrorist. Simon Ekpa is this. Simon Ekpa is that. After 10 months of fighting Simon Ekpa, they didn't achieve anything. After 10 months of fighting Simon Ekpa, they didn't achieve anything. Yet, they are now changing to Simon Ekpa is a terrorist. Simon Ekpa is the leader of a non-government. This OG. And they are looking for freedom. You see, the more you blackmail me, the more you are blackmailing yourself. You think you are blackmailing me? You are blackmailing yourself. You don't know that? When the BBC came and do their nonsense disinformation, is it only Simon Ekpa that they showed his picture? Is it only Simon Ekpa? You all were there. All of you were there. You could not even defend yourself. The same Simon Ekpa you are calling all manner of names defended you there. And let me tell you, even when they mentioned Simon Ekpa, there was nothing. I can defend anything I said. All of you could not defend yourself. Yet, you blackmail me. You think that when you blackmail me, when they want to call them, they call Holy Ekpa. All of you, your picture were there. Did you see my picture in the write-up? No. My picture was high, my video was hidden in the video. But all of you, your picture was there. Every day you look for Simon Ekpa, you post. Simon Ekpa is one quarter. Simon Ekpa is a winner. Simon Ekpa is this. When the thing begin to happen, you think it doesn't, they will call you. And when the issue started, you could not defend yourself. You couldn't defend yourself. BBC did not say it was Simon Ekpa. BBC put your picture, all of you, as you were blackmailing Simon Ekpa, they did not say it was, they put all of your picture. So this one said, we are going to kill this one, we are going to kill that one. All of your picture was there, your video was there. Yet, you wake up every day, blackmail Simon Ekpa. And if you don't, of course, some of you can never live. Hatred and jealousy of Simon Ekpa have been clouded the brain that you not even have at all. I do not know when they are going to learn. They think when they promote Simon Ekpa by calling Simon Ekpa criminal, BBC will come and say Simon Ekpa. All of you, the more you are calling me a terrorist, the way you are calling me a terrorist is the same thing you are calling yourself. You think when you be a terrorist, oh Jesus Christ. This BBC disinformation should have teach all of you a lesson. You think when you come to social media because you hate me, because you are jealous of me, because you don't like me, you think when you call me criminal, you are going to pay for everything you say. You are going to pay. You carry my name and blackmail. Simon Ekpa is the leader of a non-government. Simon Ekpa is this one. Simon Ekpa is that one. You see the way BBC is dealing with you people. If anything is going to happen anywhere, you are going to also be dragged into it. And you can't even defend yourself. It's God boss. It's in Pataka. Everywhere. Get yourself educated, say no. Go to school, say no. Simon Ekpa every day. Simon Ekpa every morning. Right.
Welcome. Thank you for joining us wherever you are joining from across the world. I welcome everyone that has keyed in into this morning update. I appreciate every one of you that is joining wherever you are joining from, wherever you are connecting from to this platform. I welcome you and I thank you for being part of this program. Whether you are joining us from Biafra land, you are joining from Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, New Zealand, you are joining us from Russia, you're joining us from Ukraine, you're joining from Iran, you're joining from Israel. Whichever part of the world you are joining us from, we welcome you, we appreciate you for being part of this program. Remember, in this platform, we don't come here to instigate violence. We do not come to this platform to preach hate. We don't come to this platform to attack people or individuals. We do not come to this platform to attack any race or religion. All we do in this platform is to present Biafra to the world as the only remedy to the failed state, Nigeria. And when we say Nigeria is a failed state, it is not a propaganda, neither is it a blackmail. It is a statement of fact. A statement of fact that if you doubt, go and verify. Find out the indices that makes up a failed state. Find out the indices that makes up a failed state. You are going to find them in Nigeria, even more. So when we are saying that Nigeria is a failed state, it is not a propaganda or blackmail. So in this platform, we present a remedy. And today's program, as you all know, we are connecting to Finland. We are connecting to Finland on the case of our self-determination. It is not just case of Biafra. It's not just case of Master Simon. It is a case that has to do with every single one of us. A case that has to do with more than 80 million people. And the man that is standing in the front line to defend you, to defend me today, is our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa Joko. He is on the hot seat. Defending you, defending me, defending our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, in Finland. And today we have come to connect to Finland. And as we connect Finland, we are going to try as much as possible to give information that need to be given. As you all know, this is a case that is ongoing, and this is not Nigeria. This is a case that is going in the Western world, an international case, and many people are paying attention to this very case. And because of the fact that there are so many people paying attention to this very case, it's not a case that you just make statement because you want to. For everything you say in the case of Master Simon Ekpa, it must be verifiable. Everything you say in this case, it must be verifiable. So it does not matter who you are. It doesn't matter who you support. More especially, those of us that are Biafran, we must be very careful about the informations we pass out. It is very important for us to be very careful on the information we bring to the public. It is very important. That is why we do not just speak because we want to. All we do in this platform is to give you what you need to hear. There are so many things that is going on in Finland as we speak. But we are going to tell you those ones that need to be said so far. As we are speaking, I thank you that Biafrans are still standing strong. There are still Biafrans in Finland supporting our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. There are still Biafrans who are in Finland going to court every day. And as we speak, Biafrans are already in court. And Mazi Simon Ekpa is in court as we speak, defending me, defending you, defending our Supreme Leader Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and defending Biafra. I have been making this statement, and some of us are ignorantly thinking that the case is just about Mazi Simon Ekpa. If you are a Biafran, if you are from the old southeastern region and you are seeking for freedom, remember the word of our Prime Minister Mazi Simon Ekpa. He said in one of his messages that freedom is not going to come from Nigeria. Freedom is not even going to come from Africa. Freedom is going to come from the West. It is going to come from Europe. It is going to come from America. Our freedom is not going to come from Nigeria.
Mazi Simon Ekpa made a broadcast where he made that statement. And so many of us, out of ignorance, we don't know the weight of, one thing is that when our leaders, it's just like Mazi Nandekan, there are so many things he has said in the past, but you will not understand the weight of the word he's speaking until when you wait and look forward. As time goes on, you begin to see that word he has spoken come to life. Many words that Mazi Nandekan spoke while he was with us, every single one of them is coming to life today. The same thing with Mazi Simon Ekpa. When Mazi Simon Ekpa in one of his programs said that freedom is not going to come from Nigeria. Freedom is not coming from anywhere, not even from Africa. It is going to come from Europe, from America, from the West. And today, that journey has begun in Finland. That journey has begun in Finland. As we speak, today is the 6th day of that very court. And the hearing is getting more interested and heated. Some of you think it's a child's play. Something that makes a young man of 40 years to grow white hair. You think it's a joke, right? You think it's a joke. It is not a joke. Every single one of us as Biafrans need to get prepared. There are things we can do on our own. If you know any support you can give in any way, morally, spiritually, financially, continue to give your support. To give your support. Just like our brothers and sisters who are physically present in Finland today, and they are bringing update every second, every minute. Just like phone are not allowed into the court. People are not allowed to cover what is happening inside the court. If it was allowed, our people will cover it and bring it because we have people inside the court, even as we speak. There are some information that they pass out that we cannot share in the public domain because of the nature of the case. Biafra is fighting for survival. Mazi Simon Ekpa is fighting for the soul of Biafra as we speak. Some of us, we belittle the case and you think it's, case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. Is Mazi Simon Ekpa versus Finland versus Nigeria? No. Mazi Simon Ekpa is just a person standing in for more than 80 million people. The fate of Biafra depends on this case. This is the very first time the Biafran struggle has officially been discussed in the Western world on a high stage, on a very high level. And this very case of Mazi Simon Ekpa is going to be a very strong thing to talk about in the future. It is going to be a very strong president in the future. That is why the whole world is glued on their media to hear what is happening. That is why the international community is paying attention. That is why human rights organizations are paying attention. It is not about Mazi Simon Ekpa. We are talking about the life of a people. The battle for the soul of Biafra has been going on for more than 50 years. Biafra is long overdue. We have sacrificed, we have cried, we have written petitions, we have protested, we have done everything that needs to be done. And this is the time to come out and defend Biafra officially before the World Court. And Mazi Simon Ekpa is standing on that. And I thank you that the person standing in for Biafra today is not just an individual, it's someone who has experience. Someone who knows very much about international law. Someone who knows very much about what it takes to have a country independence. According to law. According to law. My interest is that from the beginning of the day, the battle for the soul of Biafra is not done in secret. Just like when Mazi Nandekan was here, he wasn't doing anything in secret. Mazi Simon Ekpa has not broadcasted in secret. Every single procedure he took, they are all on record. They are all on record. Why he did what he did, how he got to where he got to. And that is a disciplined broadcast he conducted for many years. This is why I also urge my fellow broadcasters, whenever you are broadcasting, make sure you grant a disciplined broadcast so that tomorrow, if you are being called to defend what you have been saying, you can be able to defend it. But unfortunately, there are so many of us who sit down and on a camera. They sit down on camera and say what does not hold water, what they cannot defend. It does not matter whether you are speaking about your enemy or about your friend. It doesn't matter whether you are speaking about somebody you like or somebody you hate. There must be discipline in reportage. Whenever you are reporting issue in the public, more especially in the issue of Biafra, where you know that the entire world is focused, there are so many interests in the case of Biafra, in case you do not know. Our battle is not just about the Janjaweed in Nigeria. It's not about the Fulani Caliphate in Nigeria. It is much more than that. There are massive global interests in the case of Biafra because of what we carry, because of what we gain, because of what they stand to gain and what they are already gaining. There are huge interests on the case of Biafra. That is why if you are a Biafra reporter, you must be very careful in what you say and how you say it. Today, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is before the whole world, defending every single movement he made, every single statement he did. Not just himself, including our Supreme Mazi Nandekam. Every actions of Mazi Nandekam is brought to the table for Mazi Simon Ekpa to defend. Some of you do not know. Some of you don't know the weight of what Mazi Simon Ekpa is handling. You don't know the weight. That is why before you go into a thing, either this agitation or whatever, or business or whatever, you must be able to know the in and out of what you're going into so that you can be able to defend it when the time comes. It is very important to study what you are going into before time so that you can be able to defend it. If Mazi Simon Ekpa did not have the knowledge he had about Biafra, if Mazi Simon Ekpa did not do the homework properly, we would have been panicking. It would have been over long ago. It would have been over. But as Chukwu Okeke might have it, why Chukwu Okeke stood on our side and gave that opportunity for Mazi Simon Ekpa to stand in and defend himself and speak. Unlike in the lower court, in the previous court that handed him 6 years, Mazi Simon Ekpa has no word. He was not given any chance to speak. He was not given any chance to speak. And that is the level Nigeria can go. Nigeria went into a particular group, entered into the panel, and they bought everybody over. From the Mazi Simon Ekpa to the prosecutor and everything, and the judge was bought over. And they rounded themselves up and handed Mazi Simon Ekpa 6 years. How can you sentence somebody without examining his own evidence against the accuser? Where have you ever heard of that or seen that in the planet Earth? Where have you seen that? That in a very serious case as terrorism, that you refuse to look into the evidence that the defense has. Very unheard. And when we saw that, Biafrans were outraged. We were on different platforms shouting. And some of you think they're not watching. As I tell you, it is not only Biafrans that watch our program. Even in my platform as I speak, if I tell you the calls I get from other places, you wouldn't believe it. It is not only Biafrans that watch our program. They follow up to get informations. And when we protest, they hear it, they see it. When we continue to speak and say that Mazi Simon Ekpa was not given fair hearing in the lower court, It was not just a made-up story. It is a fact. He wasn't given a fair hearing. But in the appeal court today, Biafrans are seated in the court there. The whole world is seated in the court. Human rights organizations are seated in the court. Other interest groups across the world are seated in the court. And they are watching Mazi Simon Ekpa defend the Biafra. They are watching Mazi Simon defend his actions, defend our supreme leader, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. It is you that will defend yourself. And we need somebody. But the joy that every one of us should have is that the person that is in front line is not just a novice. Mazi Simon Ekpa read international law. He practiced law in Finland. And so therefore, there's no way spending all his life in the Western world, seeing how things are done, that he go wrong and do things wrongly. I've been saying it. There's no way he will just go out his way. He knows the weight, the consequence of going against the law. That is why I was asking, why wasn't he given the opportunity to defend himself? But that opportunity now has presented himself. And I bet you, from the information we are getting in the court, Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing excellently well. From the information we are getting in the court, Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing excellently well. Yesterday and today again, it is ongoing. You can't imagine the kind of questions that are coming to Mazi Simon Ekpa, the accusations. And every of this accusation, at the end of the day, the evidence that Nigeria provided, at the end of the day, when Mazi Simon Ekpa opened his mouth, they all become to our own favor. They all become to our own favor. Every one of you know how Nigerian government have planned to kidnap Mazi Simon Ekpa. And when the first time they planned to kidnap Simon Ekpa came and made a program on that. He did not just come online to shout. He also went to Finnish police and reported when they were planning to kidnap him. They made the first attempt, made the second attempt. Mazi Simon Ekpa went and made a report of the plan to kidnap him from Finland. And that report is in Finland police. You also remember when the Ohadezendo Hinandama placed bounty on Mazi Simon Ekpa. They placed bounty on Mazi Simon Ekpa, $500 million. Or is it $500,000? $500,000. They paid $500,000 on Mazi Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa copied that and also reported to the Finnish authorities. So the plans by Nigerian government to bring him down or to take his life did not just start today. And it is some people who have planned kidnap, who have placed bounty on his head to take his life, instead of going through the court. Because if you felt he had done a wrong thing, what they have done is to go through court, but they were never ready to go through the court. It was only when they tried to assassinate him, they could not succeed. Now, they went into bribery. They went into bribery and bribed judges, bribed prosecutors to make sure that Mazi Simon Ekpa is put behind bar. And that was what landed him to where he is today, without giving him the opportunity to defend himself. The most interesting thing is that Mazi Simon Ekpa is the one in the court today defending and refuting every single accusation against himself. But those who accused Mazi Simon Ekpa, where are they? The people that accused Mazi Simon Ekpa, where are they? Remember Bianca Ono? Bianca Ono was in Finland with the Interior Minister of Nigeria. Both of them flew to Finland. What was their purpose? To go and seek for the extradition of Mazi Simon Ekpa. That's what they went to. But unluckily for them, Finland is a European country. And not only that Finland is a European country, the Biafra'S got the hint on time. Biafra'S got the hint on time, and we began to shout. People began to talk. Many other people came into the matter and began to speak. You can imagine what would have happened if Mazi Simon Ekpa was in any African country. If Mazi Simon Ekpa was in an African country, you can imagine what happened. Just like Mazi Nandikan. Mazi Nandikan, before we knew what was happening, it was already too late. Only for Kenya government to begin to deny that they did not know when Nigeria came into their country, took a citizen in the night, and went away. You can imagine that story. Kenya government said in their court that they didn't know how Nigeria entered into their country in the midnight and kidnapped Mazen Nandekan. Extraordinarily, rendition into Nigeria against international law. A country that can perform kidnapping at any moment. The kidnapping that you are seeing today that is in Nigeria, every day talk about kidnapping. Do you know that it is Nigerian government that introduced kidnapping? The kidnapping that Fulanis have taken over today as a business. Kidnap that Fulanis are using as a business today. Do you know that it is Nigerian government that introduced it? Muhammadu Buhari was the first kidnapper in Nigeria. Officially went to the United Kingdom to kidnap Omar Diko. He went to kidnap Omar Diko. He attempted it and it failed. And every one of you know what happened to everyone that was involved in that kidnapping. Even the airline that was supposed to be used, every single one of them went in for it. They paid dearly for the attempt. They did not succeed though. Attempt. And that is UK. The people were punished. Buhari repeated the same kidnap. He came back again and repeated the same kidnap in the case of Mazen in 2021. 2021, the same man that kidnapped Omar Rico before came back and repeated the same kidnap, went to Kenya. But this time it worked for him because it's an African country. They went to Kenya, kidnapped an innocent man. A man that entered into Kenya legitimately with British passport. They kidnapped him from Kenya. Tortured him for 8 days. Extraordinarily renditioned him to Nigeria. As if that is not enough, they dragged him into their court. He defeated them in their own court. 3 judges discharged him in their court and said, let him go. Pay him compensation. Yet, they refused to obey their own law. Nigeria refused to obey their own law. Instead, they returned Mazen Nandekano back to court to start the case afresh from the beginning. And that is where we are today. That is what we are saying today. They didn't stop at that. They also went and now convicted Mazen Nandekano based on a repealed law. Our superior Mazen Nandekano was convicted based on a repealed law. A law that had been repealed that doesn't exist. Meanwhile, the law of Nigeria said that before you can convict anybody, you must convict somebody based on an existing law. There must be an existing law for you to convict a man. But in the case of Mazen Nandekano, that was why in the court he was asking them, show me the law that permits you to convict me. Show me the law. That was what brought out that popular saying, show me the law. Because he was convicted with non-existing law. And that was why in the court where he was asking the question, nobody was able to point out the law that permits them to prosecute Mazen Nandekano the way they did. And they handed him a life sentence. Even as we're speaking, Mazen Nandekano have already put in for appeal. Up to this moment, Nigeria has not responded to the appeal of Mazen Nandekano. I am telling you the history of the country that gave Finland the information they are using to prosecute an innocent man, Mazi Simon Ekpa. Simon Ekpa in Finland have served on different capacity. Simon Ekpa has never been convicted of any crime in Finland. He has never faced any court in Finland for any reason whatsoever. For any reason whatsoever. Mazi Simon Ekpa has served in Finland as a counselor. Mazi Simon Ekpa is a lawyer in Finland. Mazi Simon Ekpa is a politician, active politician who has served as a counselor, conducted the election, and he won. Against the citizens, he won. Mazi Simon Ekpa has served in the military as a sniper, and he won an honor. This is a man that has served Finland with all his heart. A man who speaks Finnish fluently. Even in Biafran program, he will see him, he will sing Biafran national anthem and he will sing Finnish national anthem. In Biafran program, he will sing Biafran national anthem. After it, he will now sing Finnish national anthem. And he told Biafran to their face, I will bring Finland to Biafra land. Meaning, he is going to bring the structure in Finland, the same thing he has said in Finland, to Biafra land. But what we are seeing today is not like what we saw in this case now. With the intervention of Nigeria entering into Finland, that reputation has been destroyed. The reputation has been destroyed. You and I know that before Nigeria get involved with Finland, Finland was known as a country of the rule of law. Finland was known as a country of human rights. Finland was known as a country that makes peace, one of the countries in the planet Earth that make peace. And Finland was responsible for so many countries that got their freedom. That was an African country whom Finland was in charge, in the front line of pursuing their freedom, and they got their freedom. So when we talk about Finland, Finland has a very wonderful record, a very excellent and wonderful record that is people can be envy of. But today, can you say the same thing? Today, can you say the same thing today? Can you say the same thing today? All because Finland allowed themselves to fall into the hand of an evil nation, a lawless country, a lost country that is today under the control of the terrorists. And when we say it is not a blackmail. I am not saying it's just to paint their image black. All you need to do is to pay attention to what is happening. And I'm not just the one to say it. A court in Canada, a credible court in Canada said that every political party in Nigeria, leading political parties in Nigeria are terrorist organizations. A court in Canada confirmed it. And it's not just because the court said it. We have seen members of political party in Nigeria came to confess that they were the one that went outside the country to bring terrorists to come and help them to win election. The confession was made on national TV. I have played the video several times here. You know, that's why sometimes when we say what we say, people who are not familiar to these things that are happening, they will think that maybe you sat down to blackmail a country. It's not a blackmail. Everything I'm saying here is verifiable. Call me anywhere, anytime, any day. I will verify it, confirm it with an evidence from their own conventional media, with a video from their own conventional media. The man El-Rufai today that is still facing the court in Nigeria, El-Rufai, as a governor, came to say that he went outside the country to go and pay the terrorists. These terrorists are causing havoc. He went and gave them money and begged them not to come back again as a compensation. How do you explain that? How do you explain that in a country, supposedly a same country? How do you explain that? How can any human being defend such a thing? So what is surprising everyone is that how could Finland base their information on this kind of country? How can a country like this give you information against your own citizen, a citizen that has served you on different capacity in your country? He was never found wanting anywhere. Mazi Simon has never been called up in any law court for any case. Mazi Simon has not been indicted in any case in Finland, all the while held in Finland. So, why now? Why now? And why would it be that Finland will accept information coming from somebody who has nothing to do with the Biafran struggle? How? How do you explain that? Of all people, how could it be that it is Finland that will receive information from Nigerian government? As we all know, every single one of us, wherever you are, we know what Nigeria is made up of. Even if you're not a Nigerian, if you are sincere to yourself and genuine, everyone, every single one of us know what Nigeria is made up of. We know. There is nothing that someone will say today about Nigeria that you just come and say it's a blackmail. Everything we say about the system of Nigeria and what is going on is verifiable, except you decide to turn a blind eye to it. And if you decide to turn a blind eye to it, it is up to you. You are entitled to your opinion. I am entitled to mine. Those of us who have refused to turn a blind eye, we continue to expose and speak about events that you don't want to speak about. We will continue to talk about them. Because if we don't do it, nobody's going to do it. And the question everyone is asking, why would Finland of all people, why would Finland of all country accept anything coming from Nigeria? The same Finland who does not respect the documents from Nigeria, including their passport. The same Finland who scrutinizes every single thing from Nigeria. All of a sudden, they decided to take in the information given to them by Nigeria without a proper examination, without a proper process, and you took it in. How did that happen? Of course, you and I know what transpired. Whatever money cannot do, more money can do that. And that is what Nigeria is. And after they played that role they played, you saw the contract that followed. You saw the contracts that followed. We are not accusing anybody, but we are speaking based on reality, things we have seen. As I've always said, each time I speak in this platform, I speak based on what I have seen, not a made-up story. Whatever I say is based on what I have seen. And whatever I see, I will speak about. It does not matter who says what and who does what or how we feel about it. The most important thing is presenting the truth at all times. Today, Mazi Simon Ekpa, as we speak, is in the court. The appeal, the Finland authority, their court have a great opportunity to right their wrong. We know God has presented them another opportunity to right their wrong. Nobody's above mistake. Nobody's above mistake. Nigeria can tempt you. Nigeria can give you a bribe you cannot say no. Nigeria can give you, you can imagine Nigeria, they were able to penetrate into Donald Trump camp. They were able to penetrate into Donald Trump camp. That is to show you how devilish they are. Nigeria will give you the kind of money that you cannot say no to. They will give you an offer, and a tempting offer. It takes extraordinary human being to say no to the offer of the Zoological Republic. It takes the grace of Chukwu Okukabiyama, the intervention of Chukwu Okukabiyama for you to say no. Nigeria were able to buy their way into the Trump camp. That you see now, they are playing down on the Christian genocide that Donald Trump team came to Nigeria to witness with their own eyes. Donald Trump sent envoy to Nigeria. They came and they saw genocide. They went to camp. They went to IDP camp. They went to IDP camp and they saw things by themselves. But all of a sudden, they are backpedaling everything. Nigeria gave $9 million to lobby the United States for things that people lobby those who have seen things with their eye, since they have seen, to say they didn't see anymore. That is how far Nigeria can go. And that is why sometimes when I see people talk against Mazen Nandekano, I shed tears. More especially Igbo people. When I see people speak against Mazen Nandekano, against Mazen Simon Ekpa, I shed tears. Because you don't know what you have. More especially we the Igbos, we don't know what we have. We don't know what we have. This same Nigeria has promised Mazen Nandekano everything life can offer. anything that life can offer have been promised to Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And he said, no, I want freedom for my people. What I'm asking for is something that will benefit my people, not me. The same offer was given to Mazen Simon Ekpa. Mazen Simon Ekpa was promised to be the Dangote of Biafra land. They have given him several offers, and he blocked everyone. Mazen Simon is that he will block you and block your contact. If you contact Mazen Simon Ekpa's best friend, contact his brother, his sister, contact his mentor, Mazen Simon will block that person and block you. They saw there was no way. These are the kind of people that are very rare on the planet Earth today. People like Mazen Simon Ekpa and Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, they are very rare on the planet Earth. People who can give away their own life, give away everything they stood for their own people. But unfortunately, the same people they are dying and fighting for, they are the people fighting them today. The same people they are standing out and fighting for, they are the people that are fighting them day in, day out. That is the most painful thing. It is sad. Very, very sad. It is very, very sad. That sometimes when I think about it, I begin to wonder. What is going on with our people? What is going on? Today, Mazen Simon Ekpa, in the court where he is in Finland today, since yesterday, every single thing he's fighting is defending the cause of Biafra. It is not about him. It is not Mazen Simon Ekpa. The questions that are being asked Mazen Simon, most of the accusation they bring is even attaching Mazen Nnamdi Kanu fully, and he never denied Mazen Nnamdi Kanu or denied Biafra. Instead, he is explaining everything one after the other. That thing they don't want to hear, that thing they are hiding, Mazen Simon Ekpa is finally bringing it to open. And I remember he said that freedom cannot come from Nigeria. Freedom cannot come from Africa. Freedom is going to come from Europe. Freedom is going to come from America. Freedom is going to come to the West. He said you might not like it, but that is the truth. I remember that broadcast. And today, Mazen Simon Ekpa is not just fighting for himself, he's fighting for his leader, Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. And I tell people, if you are a follower of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and you are not connected to what is going on in Finland today, you are a fool. If you are a follower of Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and you detach yourself from what is happening in Finland, you are a fool. The case of Mazen Simon Ekpa has everything to do with Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. They are connected, and whatever happens in one affects the other. More especially the case of whatever happens in the case of Mazen Simon Ekpa has an effect on Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. There is no grammar to speak. Whatever happens in the case of Mazen Simon Ekpa will affect Mazen Nnamdi Kanu. Because when you look at the arguments in the court, most of the arguments are based on the activities of our Supreme Mazen Nnamdi Kanu, who is fighting for self-determination. It is not just about Biafra. It's not just about Mazen Simon Ekpa. It is about Biafra agitation. And it is based on the foundation laid by Mazen Nnamdi Kanu and how he has pursued a very peaceful self-determination all till this time. Nigerian government turned it violent. It is Nigerian government that turned the agitation violent. And if you refuse to attach these two people together and face the issue squarely, you will only end up in destabilizing yourself, creating confusion. And that is what Nigerian government were trying to do, to divide us. That is what they were trying to do, divide. And that is why they ran ahead to divide IPOB and create the criminal XDOS. That was why they sponsored the XDOS. And up to today, they are using them to spill lies. And I say, when we say Biafra is a spirit, some of you don't understand. When we say Biafra is a spirit, it is a spirit. And that was why Chukwu Okeke Abiama went ahead to remove these people before the hearing of Mazen Simon Ekpa. Chukwu Okeke Abiama did a wonderful work using Mazen Nnamdi Kanu to remove this Chike, those and China Samburu, those criminals, detach them from us. They remove themselves by themselves. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu officially remove them from IPOB so that we will know what we are facing. So we will know what we are facing. So whatever is presented by Mazi Samanekpa, when he is speaking for IPOB, we will know the IPOB is talking about. The IPOB Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, Mazi Samanekpa is defending today. In Finland, is IPOB under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. IPOB under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. The agitation and how they went about it. It is not under Chike Doziem. Whatever Chike Doziem and China Samur has done is sponsored by federal government of Nigeria. Nigerian government sponsored them. And I'm not just saying it as a blackmail. It is on record. It is on video. A governor, Governor Soludo, came online and said that the IPOB of Chike Doziem and China Samuru have agreed to work with them. It's not a made-up story. Every one of us saw the video. It is still online. You can go and search it online. You will see a video where the governor said that IPOB under Chike Doziem and China Samuru have agreed to work with them. And they are working with them. They are working with them. So, for Mazi Nnamdi Kanu to take that major step of distancing himself from these people, remove them from IPOB before this hearing, it is a very great and wonderful spiritual move that everybody should applaud, because we don't know what would have happened. We are so lucky that we have people who are blessed. We have leaders that are blessed with knowledge and wisdom, and they hear from Chukwu Okike. That move that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu make to create that demarcation before this case came up, who knew? Some of you thought that maybe when Mazi Samanekpa come to court, they will only be asking him about himself. No. They were asking Mazi Samanekpa. Today, he is even taking question on IPOB under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is taking question on his relationship with Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. He is taking question on everything that has transpired under IPOB. He's not only defending Briggy, which he established. He's not only defending the autopilot, which was part of IPOB. He is defending the IPOB under Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And that is why I tell you, this case you are seeing, this is the Biafra have gotten to the highest peak ever. And after this case, it will never be the same again. And many of us that are living abroad, and we are part of this agitation, you don't know the implication of what is happening today. You don't know the importance of the defense Mazi Samanekpa is putting for us. Mazi Samanekpa, whatever happened in his case, will have effect on me. It will have effect on you. Those of us living abroad, and we are agitating for Biafra. Every single one of us living abroad, and we are agitating for Biafra. Whatever be the result of this case, we have implication in us. It will set a precedent for other countries to see what they will do. That is why this case is important. That is why the position of Mazi Samanekpa today is critical. We must support him spiritually, physically, materially, any way we can to make sure that at the end of the day, we come out with excellent result. I am not afraid. I'm not scared. It doesn't matter what the result may be. I am not scared. I'm not afraid. But I'm hopeful, and I know that Chukwu Okike Abịama ordained Mazi Samanekpa for this assignment. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu announced him as the leader of the new dimension, I wasn't surprised. When Mazi Nnamdi Kanu said Mazi Samanekpa is bringing a new dimension into the struggle, some of you didn't think that new dimension. What you are seeing today is the new dimension. What you are seeing in court today is the part of the new dimension, representing Biafra in international ground. Representing Biafra not locally, because Nigeria have caged us locally for a long time. Biafra have only been discussed in Nigeria. Even when we send the information abroad, Mazi Nnamdi Kanu have sent petition to many organizations, United Nations, Amnesty International, many human rights organizations, many countries. We have made a report, but the more we report, the more they kill us. The more we report, the more they kill us. At the end of the day, Nigeria, with their bribery, In the United Nations, they have a woman they planted there permanently. In United Nations, there is one woman there, Amina. Everything that comes there, they suppress it. That was why even United Nations gave arbitrary committee. United Nations arbitrary committee gave order and said release Mazen Nanikan, and yet a whole United Nations could not pursue that order. They gave 1 month ultimatum. They gave Nigeria ultimatum, but when Nigeria violated, Nigeria did not only violate, they keep on going, and they went on convicting Mazen Nanikan with a repeat law. Yet United Nations did not take an action because they have somebody there. Amina. The only way we could break through to the international community is through this case of Mazen Simon Ekpa. Some of you don't know the importance of the case. This case of Mazen Simon is a breakthrough for us. The case of Mazen Simon is a breakthrough for us because in this case, it is not about Finland and Nigeria. Many international observers are watching. Many of them are in the court as we speak. And they are monitoring events. And many human rights activists are calling the attention of the world on what is going on. And I thank you, there are some popular figures who have voice on media and speaking. And let us read the last article that was dropped by Dr. Mazanga. Let us read. I want to share with you the last article that was dropped by Dr. Mazanga. I want us to read it. I want us to read it because Dr. Mazanga has been doing a very great job. Dr. Mazanga has been doing a very great job all this while in this case. He has been speaking eloquently and he has been giving information that are very credible. So let me bring up the last article I saw that Dr. Mazanga wrote on this very issue. It is worth looking at. It's worth looking at. I'm going to read it out. But I want to make sure I show you so that you know where I'm reading it out from. You know, people are very fond of saying they might think that you make it up or maybe, you know, look at it. This platform belongs to Dr. Mazanga. This African World Media TV. African World Media TV. That is where this article is written. He wrote, "Truth will set me." That's what he wrote. The title, "Truth will set me free." And he wrote, "To the Finnish prosecution, the Simon Ekpa case. To the Finnish prosecution, the Simon Ekpa case," he wrote, "If I were the Finnish prosecution handling the case of Simon Ekpa, I had before me intelligence evidence supplied by Nigeria, I would ask one fundamental question. Can this evidence after independence verification justify a criminal prosecution?" A very simple question. Dr. Mazanga is saying, if I were the Finnish prosecution handling the case of Simon Ekpa, I had before me intelligence evidence supplied by Nigeria, I would ask one fundamental question, which is, can this evidence after independent verification justify a criminal prosecution? And he went ahead to say, if the answer is no, then the prosecution should have the courage to discontinue the case in accordance with Finnish law. What is sometimes described in international legal terminology as nulli prosecute. Not to prosecute reflect a basic principle of justice. A person should not remain under prosecution where the evidence is insufficient. Dr. Mazanga is calling for nulli prosecute, not to prosecuted, because evidence is insufficient. As we all know, even the evidence, there is nobody in Nigeria, from Nigeria, to come and defend the evidence or expatiate on it or explain the source. Foreign intelligence is not automatically proof. It must be independently examined, authenticated, and tested against the alleged offenses. Finland must follow the evidence, not the politics. This is where the key of the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa is. Because all this while, Finland have been playing politics. It is the politics that gave Mazi Simon Ekpa 6 years detention. It is not politics. Because Mazi Simon Ekpa was not given fair hearing. The evidence provided by Mazi Simon was not looked at without any reason. They rejected and refused Mazi Simon Ekpa proper defense of himself. Unlike as we have today in the appeal court. In the appeal court today is a different ballgame. BIAFRA'S present, foreign envoys are present, they are seeing everything, witnessing it, and we know that in this appeal, it is far, far, far better and open than whatever you can think about. But the only thing we are saying, at the end of the day, Finland must follow the evidence, not the politics. And Dr. Masanga continued, justice is not about protecting a prosecution justice, protecting a prosecution. Justice is about protecting the truth. This is another key. Justice is not about protecting a prosecution. Because you want to protect the image of your country, because you want to prove that your country we are right, you just decide to turn away from the truth, turn a blind eye to the truth, even when the whole world can see clearly. This is where the foundation of, we are asking that the foundation of the case of Mazi Simon should be laid. Finland must follow the evidence, not the politics. Let them follow the evidence before them. Evidence from the Nigerian government, evidence from Mazi Simon Ekpa. Follow it, study it properly, examine it, pass it through fire. We are talking about terrorism here. Don't follow the politics. The politics of seeking for contracts, the politics of seeking for resources from Nigeria, the politics of interest. Don't look for interest. That is not justice. Justice is not about protecting a prosecution. Justice is about protecting the truth and nothing but the truth. That is all we're asking for. This is a very wonderful piece that was written by Dr. Masanga. And this is a lawyer, a human rights activist who has independently on his own, nobody is paying him. On his own, on pro bono, he has been supporting Mazi Simon Ekpa. He has been supporting Mazi Simon Ekpa. If you go to his platform, you will see many articles he has written on Mazi Simon Ekpa. Go to his platform, you see how he has spoken, how he voluntarily, on his own, he volunteered to support our Prime Minister because he knows our Prime Minister. He knows Mazi Nandekan the same way. When Mazi Nandekan went to his platform, he promised to support the cause of Biafra and promote it everywhere. When Simon went to his platform, he also promised. And he has kept his promise all this while. He has kept his promise. A very loud and large open voice has been speaking out for issue of Biafra and the persecution, unnecessary persecution of our people. Today, as we speak, our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa, is defending Biafra in the court. Mazi Simon Ekpa is defending Mazi Nandekan in the court on the international stage. Mazi Simon Ekpa is defending himself, defending me, defending you, more especially those of us living abroad. Those of us living abroad. Mazi Simon Ekpa is in that court because of us. Because whatever happens in that court will determine our fate in this struggle. More especially those of us living outside Nigeria. The case of Mazi Nandekan is in Nigeria, and everybody already knows that Nigeria is a lawless state, a very lawless country. That whatever happened there doesn't really have to be replicated at every other place. Whatever happened in Nigeria is not necessarily going to be replicated in other places. But when it comes to Finland, with the reputation of Finland, as I said before, Finland is a very reputable country. Finland is a country that everyone knows. Very reputable country. So whatever they happen in Finland, people are paying attention and they're following up. People don't just ignore it and look away. People pay attention to what happens, and they can use it to set a precedent in the future or how they follow issues. That is why every one of us is focusing on what is happening in Finland. And the question is, why would Finland, with their wonderful reputation, pay attention to Nigerian government and their lies? They are accusing Mazi Simon Ekpa of insecurity in Biafra land. And in the Biafra Security Summit that just ended recently, Biafra Security Summit, Southeast Security Summit that just ended recently. In that same summit, somebody spoke about the cause of insecurity, and the man mentioned what the problem is. That the problem started since 1970. And most importantly, he mentioned the death of more than 5,000 Igbo youths. More than 5,000 youths from 2015 to date in a place where there is no war. Even in Ukraine, where Russia is throwing bombs every day, we have not had such kind of loss of life. In Iran, where US is bombing every day, we have not had that kind of number. But in Nigeria, where they're telling you, yeah, in one Nigeria, they are in unity, more than 5,000 youths were murdered in cold blood. And somebody mentioned it in their security summit and said that that is the cause of the insecurity. But some people are here blaming Master Simon Ekpa. 2015, Simon was not part of the agitation. Before the Python dance, Simon was not part of the agitation. During the Python dance, Simon was not part of the agitation. When did Simon join the agitation? Simon, just as he said, is just the good guy who saw the death of his brothers and sisters and said, no, we cannot continue to fold our hands and watch our people die. We must try as much as possible to defend ourselves. And self-defense is a right. Self-defense is a right. Even animals defend themselves. Plants defend themselves. How much more a human being? Self-defense is a natural right of human being, recognized by international law, recognized by African peoples and human rights law. Even Nigerian law recognize self-defense because we have seen them call for self-defense. We have seen governors asking people to defend themselves. We have seen their minister of defense asking people to defend themselves in that same Nigeria. Then why now does it become a different thing because a Biafran asks his brothers to defend themselves? Why is it treated differently? Why is it now a crime that a Biafran who is asking for a legitimate right, you kill him for that? And he's being asked to protect himself. How is it a crime? How is it a crime? The evidence to show that Nigeria is responsible for the insecurity in the Southeast is everywhere. Mazen Nandikano created the ESN. The ESN Mazen Nandikano was created was to protect our people from entering into IDP camp, for stopping the Fulani terrorists from invading our land, because there was no protection for the people. It is the same governors, the same way they were telling the people to protect themselves. The Mazen Nandikano formed a security outfit to defend our people, and their operation was in the bushes. But instead of the governors to applaud him, the governors created a counter security outfit to go and fight them. That is the genesis of the insecurity. The governors created a Bubago. And it is on record that when they created the Bubago, the entire southeastern region protested and said, we don't want the Bubago. Even in the House of Assembly, at a point in time, in the House of Assembly, they told them to eradicate the Bubago. A Bubago that was sponsored by Muhammadu Buhari against the Biafran people. A Bubago was used to take the life of innocent people. And the entire Biafran protested. We saw them when they went and took the life of 14 boys who were in a wedding. Traditional wedding in Imo State. They went for traditional wedding and they came there and take their life. They were not terrorists. They did not kidnap. A traditional wedding where they were hosting traditional, they went there and they killed all of them and they said they were ESN. We saw the video is still out there. How can anybody see all these things and you accuse Mazi Simon Ekpa, you accuse Mazi Nandekano of being responsible for the insecurity in Biafra land? How does it add up? How does it add up? There are numerous evidence to show that Nigerian government created the insecurity. They planted it by themselves. You see how they contracted Asare Dokubo. A non-state actor, Asare Dokubo was contracted. I don't know when Asare Dokubo became a security man. He never served in the military. I don't know how they managed to get Asare Dokubo and gave him charge. And he came online and boasted that he has been killing us and he will continue to do it. He even sampled the AK-47 he's using for his operations. He boldly came online and mentioned places where he was operating in Biafra land. And his mission was to destroy innocent youths who are asking for self-determination. And you don't see it. The only person you see as a problem is the person who is standing in to protect his brothers and sisters from the hand of the enemies. How dare you? Today, Mazen Nandikam is in detention. Mazen Simon Ekpa in the nation. Has insecurity stopped? The answer is no. And I want you to listen to this. This one I'm going to play now is happening. Why Mazen Simon Ekpa is in Finland defending Biafra? This is what is happening in Biafra land. I want you to pay attention. Let us listen to this video. This is the situation. While our people are busy defending and protecting our land, why Mazen Simon Ekpa is in court being charged for insecurity. Mazen Nandekano facing license. I want you to listen to this. This is the situation.
We were on our way going to this yesterday. So those guys, they were on Toyota Yaris, red Toyota Yaris, one of Toyota Yaris. So, but before then, we have me on my own. I've seen them like they were trying to. They happen to be like their passengers. I've seen them like afar. So when there's this person in front of us was waiting us, like this blessed FedEx box was waiting us, but our driver couldn't catch up. He now passed the bus, and when he passed the bus, that was when those guys now turned. That Toyota is now turned, and the boys started coming out from the bushes. One of them, I almost recognize his face, even if I'm sleeping. He was the one with AK-47 shooting up. Shooting. Yeah, he was the one, he was the leader, he was the one shooting the AK-47 up. So, harassing or whatever. So, when we now saw that this thing is our driver tried to maneuver to enter bush, they now came out. More than 6 of them. Their guns were one AK-47, one pump action, and one shotgun that was cut short. So they took us from that, our bus, inside the bush, far away, that we were going very, very far. But inside that bush, we could be hearing buses passing. And that yesterday, we were hearing sirens outside around that 8 to 9. So I was telling my guys, because we had like 2 gunshots that night. Yeah. The siren will go up and to come down, to go up. Maybe they were searching, but they couldn't locate because those guys, they are amateurs in big drinks. They had informants, I believe, because they were moving us from here to here to here. Even today, this morning, they moved us from where we were yesterday to the present place they came for. The rescue team now sorted us out. And their plans, they were telling us, you 100,000, you 100 million, you 70 million, you 15 million, children 20 million. And I happen to be the one that collected everything, like, but God came for the rescue. God came. So their plan today was that they were telling us to be calling our people. I told them that I got that they said they would raise 500,000 or more. That was when those guys beat my life, like, but all the same that glory belongs to God. We are rescued swiftly, like no scratch on our body. Those the guy that trying to escape yesterday from them that he caught his hand, but it's one of the good experience of God. will never be a coincidence for nobody.
This is what is still going on in Biafra land. Why the Finland court is there looking on Mazi Simon Ekpa? Why Finland court is there accusing an innocent man? Look at what is going on in the southeast. The terrorists are still kidnapping, invading. This is a testimony of someone just a few days ago. Just a few days ago. The insecurity has intensified more than you can ever imagine. The testimony you're just hearing is happening a few days ago. And does it mean that Finnish authorities don't have the intelligence to focus and see what is happening in Biafra land? And see for themselves, have Biafra land become better than it is? The only reason today we don't have Biafrans in IDP camp is Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is because of their work that made it possible that there is no IDP camp in our land. Because we said no. They have tried, more especially in Enugu State. In Enugu State, everybody, they have tried all means to drive people from their villages. Even sometimes their people get compromised, and most of the time when they penetrate, it's because of the same stupidity of some of our people. Instead of them to listen to those who want to save them, they begin to listen to government. And once they begin to work with the government, the Fulanis will invade. It is still happening up to today. Just recently, I saw a video of people who ran away from their home in Enugu State. In Enugu State, recently. Something that could not happen when Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was around. Something that could not happen when Mazi Simon was around. They were making sure that our people do not go into IDP camp. And today, you bring him to court. You are accusing him for something he knows nothing about. For stopping the insecurity. That is what you are doing. You are accusing Mazi Simon for stopping insecurity in Biafra land. That's what you are doing. How do you explain that? How do you explain that? That today they are still recruiting Boko Haram into their military. They are still radicalizing Burka, whatever they call it. They are radicalizing the Boko Haram up to today. They still have their safe corridor for terrorists to come and say they repented. The same people are holding an innocent man, accusing him of terrorism simply because of the broadcast he made. And they tell us one Nigeria. They tell you one Nigeria. It is so shameful that some of us, some people have. Just recently, you can imagine the same Nigeria that is giving Finland information. Recently, and a man came out and began to claim that Nigeria belongs to them, the Fulanis. That Nigeria is now a Muslim country. That if you're not ready for a Muslim ticket, you should leave the country. On national TV, recorded, many of you must have seen the video, where an imam was saying that if you are not ready for a Muslim ticket, you should leave Nigeria, as Nigeria is not for you. And this is a place who will be a secular state. On a national TV, somebody was saying that. Somebody was saying that on national TV. And nobody saw anything wrong about it. This is the country that somebody will come and believe what they say. How on earth will any human being, how on earth will any human being believe in anything coming from that country called Nigeria? The video is in the public everywhere. The same country they tell you is a secular state. They will tell us one Nigeria, oh, let us be one. But you see somebody. How can you imagine a Christian from the Igbo extraction to come and tell you that, oh, now Nigeria belongs to us. If you don't want to believe in Biafra, you no longer, simply because somebody from Igbo extraction is saying, grant us a referendum. Today he is in detention, facing life sentence. Because he asked for a right. A right. Self-determination is a right, not a privilege. But you see a northern person in the public telling you that the country belongs to him, that if you are not ready to be part of Islamic nation, that you should get away from it. Already we have said we cannot be part of them. We do not want. I want to go out. Then instead of you that is talking about secular state, arresting that person, you are now arresting somebody who is telling you that he wants to be out of that confusion. How does that add up? And the most useless people we have in that Zoological Republic are these ones that call themselves religious leaders. The idiots that call themselves religious leaders. I want to play a video. I want us to pay attention to this video I'm about to play. Let us see one of the major problems why Nigeria will never, ever survive. And I thank Chukwu Okeke for the position of Mazi Simon Ekpa today. The case of Mazi Simon Ekpa will mark the end of the zoo. Just like he said, I will be their end. Mazi Simon Ekpa said, I will be your end. That word is coming to life. That word he spoke is coming to life, whether you like it or not. This case of Mazi Simon Ekpa will bring to an end. It will bring to an end the Zoological Republic. I want us to listen to this video for you to understand when we say Nigeria is irredeemable. This video I'm about to play is one of the things that will show you that Nigeria can never ever be redeemed. It can never ever be redeemed.
And then he said,
I want you to pay attention. The person you are seeing in the video is Reverend Coker. You know Coker. This Reverend Coker, or Archbishop Coker, or whatever he called himself, was one of the outspoken person during the time of Muhammad Buhari. He was the one shouting and talking about persecution. And he's from Borno State. I think he's from either Borno or Sokoto State. He's from Borno State or Sokoto State. Where this evil, the headquarters of this evil, that's where he comes from. But all of a sudden, this man is the one they are using today to soft pedal everything that is happening against the innocent in Nigeria. He's the one today who can, he doesn't have a voice to speak anymore because the drug baron has given him an appointment. Drug baron has given, that's why I say, you see, it takes extraordinary mercy. It takes extraordinary grace for you to be able to run away from the bribery of Nigeria. Nigeria can buy your soul. Nigeria can pay anything to buy your soul. And if you are a person who doesn't have, it doesn't matter whether you are a reverend. You see, most of your pastors today, most of your general overseers, they have been bought over. How many general overseers are speaking online today? How many even during the heated time of the Christian genocide, the people that were subpedaling the Christian genocide were the Christians, they are general overseers. The people who were subpedaling everything that will happen, they were making it look as if it's not real, are the pastors. All those are general overseers. They bought them over. I want you to hear Coca here, for you to understand that the only remedy for any reasonable human being in Nigeria is to call for the end. This is the man that Mazen Nandekano gave the privilege that if your fear is that you want everybody to die with you in Nigeria because once we leave, then in your Sokoto state, they might eat you alive. You can come down to Biafra land. We give you asylum. You nationalize and remain there with us. United Kingdom did it to some French Protestants when they were having a problem. When they were having problem in France, they were fighting. The French Protestants were taken back to the United Kingdom and they lived there. And many of them grew and survived. They served in the military, many of them served in the highest post in the United Kingdom. So you can leave your Borno State or Sokoto State and come, if you're a Christian, come down to Biafra land, if that is your fear. Mazen Nandekano gave that promise. But look at the tone of that man. I want you to listen to this very interview and see and hear him.
And then it seems as if I might be wrong, but your assessment of this administration, I believe you're giving them the benefit of the doubt. Again, referring to the last homily you had, the public lecture on Christmas Day, where you talked about setting an agenda for the president. And it seemed as if, from your the tone, I might be wrong again, that you believe he's on the right path and you're giving him the benefit of the doubt to work out. And so I'd like to hear your assessment.
What's the word to use now? I must make a quick admission that I'm not, I believe in this country. And whoever God places in a position to govern this country, I will try and support them as best as I can.
Why didn't you support Buhari when Buhari was there? Whoever they place to continue to push evil on your head, you will support. Why didn't you support Buhari? But today, the drug baron has given you an appointment. You suddenly lost your mind. You suddenly become a preacher of one Nigeria. You suddenly love that your Nigeria so much. You want Nigeria to continue. These are the kind of people that are mouthpiece that will never, ever, ever make it. That is why Nigeria will never, ever survive. No matter how you try.
As long as, not that they are doing what I want them to do, but as long as I can see that they are heading in the right direction. My 8 years of engaging Buhari have nothing to do, nothing personal. Now, I can give the vice president, how will I put it, the benefit of the doubt, because I've known him for a good bit of time. I've worked with him. I think I trust his commitment and his capacity.
You see why you will not trust this man? This man is also a terrorist. This vice president he's talking about is the vice president. He said he has worked with him and he knows it. This was the same Shetima who they found a wanted terrorist in his governor's office when he was the governor. A wanted terrorist, a very dangerous wanted terrorist, was found in the home of this governor. Where they were sitting, they took a picture where they were sitting and eating. The man was sitting in his house. That is the person that Coca is telling you that he trusts, he loves him, he knows him, he has worked with him. If Coca has been working with a terrorist in Borno, if Coca has been working with a terrorist governor in Borno, now you understand his stance. Why he will never see anything good. Or you never pursue. Some of you who think that because he's wearing collar on his neck, that he will say something reasonable. Look at him. When he's talking about this vice president, a vice president that will know that he's a sponsor of the Boko Haram will know today. One of the most dangerous terrorists in Nigeria was found in his governor's lodge. We saw him taking pictures and videos with bandits and terrorists. That is the person this man is working with. That's the reason this man now is telling you that he is now a good man, trying to paint him good. You see why Nigeria can never ever survive. Nigeria will never. A reputable man like this, someone like Coca, a respected man. Look at how he's stammering. All of a sudden he becomes a stammerer.
Asiwaju Bola Tinubu, our president, I've known for quite a period of time. What's and all, I see and I hear that we are somehow in a very difficult situation, but I see a bit of commitment to continue with this journey. And all we can do is to continue to encourage those in government. So for me, if you ask me, I think that if we put together all the pains and all the sufferings and all the agonies that have been inflicted on this country, I think that they've not been done out of a sense of malevolence. So if you talk about trust, yes, we trust those whom God has endowed with the responsibility of governing us. I also see and I hear and I see a lot of the things that are going on. And I think that, frankly, it is my hope that maybe down the line, in another 6 months, I imagine that things should be slightly, significantly different. So if you ask me, do I believe that this government can achieve what it wants to achieve? My answer is yes. And I think you can also see that some of the things that the agitation that people have paid, that government has shown a bit of response in a way, a manner that we were not familiar with. So for me, anybody or any government that is
this man is evil. It's when you see the devil speaking. I don't know. You see, that is why they say that judgment will start in the church. Oh. That is why they say, with all the things that you are seeing, with the kind of the way Bola Ahmed Tinubu, that his own nepotism has become worse than that of Muhammad Buhari. And yet, this man is here trying to paint him good, trying to tell you that he's using a modality that trying to speak grammar from the pit of hell. That is when you know that the zoo has no hope. The zoo has no hope simply because they gave him an appointment. Simply because they gave him an appointment. He has fun. So, oh God have mercy.
That take us a little bit away from where President Buhari left us. I'm more than happy to support that process.
Where are we going? Where do we want?
Now, listen to the question of Rufai to him. Listen to the question of Rufai.
I'll be more than happy to support that process.
Where are we going?
Mm-hmm.
Where do we want to be as a nation?
Uh-huh.
And you also talked about the mindset of, we keep saying, the security architecture and all of that. Trillions go down the drain.
And we don't really get anything out of it. I mean, these are the factors on ground. And when you look at it, you talk consistently about the things that, President Buhari did not do right. But all of those persecutions are still there today.
And he's not talking anymore.
Improved. The state of the economy, we're taking through an economic merry-go-round, and we are still where we are. Things are moving what's up. And you're saying we need a time for healing. Why not?
I think you're fine. No wound heals in a day. And I think that what you are doing, let me tell you, not.
You see now, he's coming on personal attack. He's now attacking Rufai directly. He's going to go on personal attack now. This is how you know evil men, people who don't have substance. When you begin to point out facts for them, they go on personal attack. They begin to attack your personality. Look at him now. He's going to attack Rufai now. Instead of now answering the question, because you are lying. The Buhari you are talking, we are fighting. Buhari is 100% better than the Bola Ahmed Tinubu. People are even saying that he should take them back to Buhari level. And look at you. Now, instead of him answering that question, now he's attacking Rufai.
You have established yourself, and not only three of you, all of you who are on the talking shows and so on. And you underestimate the amount of influence you have on people. You don't know the number of people you inspire. But there is a limit to how much a negative journey can take you to. The map reading business is not something that a president does. And for me, my main concern and interest is that, look, contrary to the whole expectation, Nigerians think that one day they're going to find some Messiah who is going to come out. And I say, no, we can't have a Messiah in Nigeria, because if you have a Messiah, the Christians recognize him, the Muslims don't recognize him. The Muslims are also in some segments of Islam are expecting.
You see the idiots. You can never find a Messiah to save the zoo. This is something we have been saying. There is no Messiah anywhere to save Nigeria. The only thing to do is to disintegrate the country, let everybody go their separate ways and get their ass together. This is something we have said. But when we say it, they will call us names. When we say it, they will come against us. But when they come here, they will use their Christian manipulation to try to confuse people. There is no Messiah coming anywhere to save anybody. This is what we are saying. But why are you trying to make people now believe that at the same time you are making people believe that Bola Ahmed Tinubu can do something? Why are you making people believe that there is a Messiah somewhere? But even you here, you are now telling that there is no Messiah coming anywhere to save anybody. You know that very well. From your statement now, you show that Nigeria is irredeemable, just like we say. But at the same time, you are here confusing people, deceiving people to believe on something that doesn't add water. And you call yourself a referent or whatever you call yourself.
But if you have a Messiah, the Christians recognize him, the Muslims don't recognize him. The Muslims are also in some segments of Islam are expecting a Messiah. When he appears, the Christians will not. We're not looking for a Messiah. There are no Messiahs anywhere. I'm not an opposition politician, but I'm also opposed to things that I see government is not doing right. So if you talk about healing, quite a lot is taking place. And I'm not talking about in relation to government. I think that despite all the challenges and the difficulties, we have a lot of bright spots here and there. There is evidence that we're in the right direction. Where we are not people like the government is not doing well, or any government at that, for that matter, it is important that we learn how to, as somebody said, make noise. But I don't think we can just assume that nothing is happening, nothing is changing. No, a lot of things are changing. And of course, unlike you, I'm a priest. So one of the things I market and I market best is hope.
To give people hopeless hope. You see? That is another confession. As a priest, giving people hope doesn't mean lying to people. You don't lie to people. That is not how to give hope. You don't lie to people. Coming here to tell them that your what do they call him? Bola Ahmed Tinubu is on the right direction. He's doing the right thing. You are lying. That is not giving hope. That is not giving, and that is what Nigerian Christianity have done to many people. They give people false hope. That is why today, those of us that are Christians, sometimes defending Christianity in Nigeria becomes difficult. Preaching the gospel in Nigeria becomes difficult. To speak boldly as a Christian becomes difficult because they have polluted the religion and politicized it and used lies instead of the truth to give people hope, hopeless hope. Giving people hopeless hope. That is what Nigerian Christianity is doing to people. And that is what this man is doing here on national TV. You see why we will get out by fire, by force. No matter what it will cost, we are supposed to get out of the zoological republic. We are supposed to get out because it will never get better. If we don't leave the zoo, it will get worse. If we don't leave the zoo, it will get worse. And the opportunity for us to leave the zoo have presented itself. That opportunity is what we are seeing today. That opportunity is what we are seeing today in Finland. And every single one of us, we must key in into that opportunity. We must key in into the opportunity. Mazi Simon Ekpa today is standing in for all of us. And he is defending Biafra. And he will continue to defend Biafra.
Progress at all.
Let's come to a court in Finland now that has sentenced a controversial leader of a Nigerian secessionist movement to 6 years in prison. What is his offense according to the law?
There is no offense. How do you look here? Madam, these people are simply saying Biafra, Nigeria is no more.
Simple.
And they have the right in Europe to say so. Two, Nigerian system itself has said they the court relied on intelligence from Nigeria. Asada, which Nigerian intelligence can give you the credibility? Corrupt, underfunded, compromised by terrorists. They have recruited the terrorists in intelligence system. So the information, the Finland collapsed in its all democratic format. When it said it relied on Nigeria's intelligence information, anybody can come up and say, Asanda is doing this, that. Do you go and use that intelligence? Finland is one country that is now changing from proper democratic institutions to being corruptly entering Africa by paying huge sums to get contracts. Finland has been given contracts with Nigeria. Nigeria has given them to build dams, gas pipelines, and there's so many dispensaries. They're corrupt. They wanted to get this guy to appease Nigerian government. If you look at the evidence, I've read the entire evidence of how the three judges came to a conclusion. I bet if it was in South African court, it would be thrown out on the first day. There is no judgment where you say you use intelligence, Nigerian intelligence, when Nigeria itself has terrorists part of the intelligence system in Nigeria. They are terrorists, and they have admitted. And they have admitted they have recruited some. So with intelligence information that they use, that is, I'm telling you, that sentence is going to be quashed by the European Court of Human Rights in Strasbourg. It will be quashed. That guy will walk out free.
So what now then for Simon Ekpa, this Finnish citizen of Nigerian descent? Must he go to human rights, as you say?
I want to tell you, originally, these people wanted to kidnap this man quietly at night. Thanks God, people started going to European court somewhere, and volunteers stopped it and told Finland that you are in trouble. We know what you are doing. They wanted to take him without even going through the court. This man is a Finnish. He's a Finnish. He has been in Finland for over 30 years. Why do you now, when you take him, what has he done? He's simply saying Nigeria needs to be rearranged. All of us in Africa know that Nigeria has collapsed. All of us in Africa know there is no administration in Nigeria. All of us know that Nigeria is a country without a country and a state without a state.
Absolutely.
Governance has collapsed. And these people are simply saying, can we rearrange Nigeria and go away? It's like what I have told you about Congo. BIAFRA'S are over 80 million people out of 250. There are people killing people there. not saying anyone. United Nations habitually sentenced Nigeria to a country which has abducted people, killed people, and if you have such reports, how can you sentence a man for 6 years when the state you are dealing with is a rogue state?
Let's go to Burkina Faso now.
So you have heard it. You have heard the argument of Dr. Mazanga. It is very clear, very, very clear and straightforward. And I hope that Finland is listening. Every single evidence they need is before them. Mazi Samareko doesn't even need to speak much. They are lucky that they have a man also who has all his evidence at the tip of his fingers. Mazi Samareko has everything it takes to defend himself. Mazi Samareko is not just an ordinary person who is there talking because he wants to talk. He didn't join the Biafra agitation because others are joining. He knows the consequence of what he will join. He read through, he looked through, he made investigation, he looked through inside and outside, and he was convinced before he joined the agitation. And I thank Chukwu Okike that today, wherever he is defending Biafra from the front line. From the front line. And after this hearing, it will never ever be the same again anyway. Biafra agitation will never be the same again. It will never be the same. Whether you like it or not, whether you accept it or not, Biafra agitation will never be the same anymore. And every one of us as Biafrans, we need to come out in numbers and support. However you can support our Prime Minister Samareba, continue to support. Support morally, support financially, support physically, support spiritually, any way you can. Make sure you play your own role. Make sure you play your own role. Our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa is there standing in for you. He is there standing in for me. He's not there for himself. He's not there for him. Just as I said, today he is still answering questions on Biafra. He is defending Mazi Nnamdi Kanu on international stage. He is defending Biafra on international stage. It is not about himself. It's not about himself. And today we know that many people already are confessing. Those who blackmailed him, those who lied against him, they all receive shame. Those of them who went to Finland to testify against Mazi Simon Ekpa that was sent by Chike Duziem and Chinasa Nworo, who testified against Mazi Simon Ekpa, today they are on the run. We are still waiting for them to come to the court. We are expecting them to come and testify. Let them come to the court. As we speak, BIAFRA'S are still in the court and they are waiting to see them and capture them as they come. We want to see them, their face again. Those three idiots who went there to testify against Mazi Simon Ekpa, the time has come for them to come and substantiate and defend whatever I have said. This is an appeal court. And I thank you that Mazi Simon Ekpa is given the opportunity to express himself and speak. So let them come and face Mazi Simon Ekpa face to face, bring those accusations, and then take questions from Mazi Simon Ekpa and from the defense counsel. It's not like when they come before, you come and you say things, after saying you go away, nobody will interrogate you. And that was what Nigeria planned. Nigeria is so evil that anything that comes in contact with Nigeria becomes evil. It takes the grace of God for you to survive the zoo. Anything that comes in contact with the zoo becomes corrupt. And that is what we have seen. So, my fellow BIAFRA'S, wherever you are, we must continue to pray for our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon Ekpa. We must continue to support him the best way we can. Wherever you are watching today, this program, whether you are watching from Nigeria, you're watching from Finland, United Kingdom, you're watching from Asia, Europe, America, Australia, Canada, wherever you're watching this program from, across the world, I urge you to like and share this program. Share this program. You're welcome to the conversation. Let us keep on supporting our Prime Minister the best way you can. Today, we are turning our attention on Finland. We will keep our attention on Finland. Every day, we will keep on doing it. The case of Mazi Simon Ekpa might not end on the 21st, as they said. They say it might extend up to 28th. To show you the intensity of the case, the court is saying that they might not end the case on the 21st as they planned, because it was supposed to be from the 5th to 21st. But from what is coming out and the defense, the expansion of the defense, because we don't want to leave any stone unturned. Mazi Simon Ekpa is not ready to leave anything behind. He wants to put out every single evidence. So it might extend. So we are going to be following up every single day. We will continue to bring the update. Those ones that you are supposed to hear, we will tell you. The ones that are confidential, we keep it. We will not say anything that will be detrimental to the case of our Prime Minister. Because there are so many things, information we are getting from the court that we cannot be able to speak about on the line. So many things. We will continue to put our attention on Finland. We are talking about the ongoing legal battle involving Mazi Simon Ekpa and his appeal process in Finland. Let me make something very clear from the beginning. This discussion is not about one individual. Anytime we talk about Mazi Simon, it is not just about one individual. It is not simply about one courtroom. When we are discussing the issue of Mazi Simon Ekpa, it is not just about one individual. It is not just about one courtroom. It is not simply about one judgment. There is a much bigger conversation surrounding this case. Maybe you don't know. There is a much bigger conversation surrounding the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. It is the conversation about justice. It is about due process. It is about political expression. It is a conversation about Biafra question. So anytime we are talking about Mazi Simon Ekpa, it is not just about him. When you see any write-up, appeal case of Mazi Simon Ekpa, it is not just about him. So many things are involved. And ultimately, it is a conversation about what the future could look like for millions of people who continue to identify with the aspirations surrounding Biafra. Our faith is hanging on Mazi Simon Ekpa. More especially those of us living in diaspora. You must take this case serious. Make a positive contribution. Don't be an obstacle. So today, we are looking at the latest information available concerning Simon Ekpa appeal, what the appeal means legally, why people in Biafra movement are paying such close attention, and what international application could potentially be. This is what we have always tried to express and explain to people. You must be awake. Don't be distracted. Don't be deceived. We must pay attention to every single thing that happens because it concerns us. It's about the life of more than 80 million people. And above everything else, we are going to talk about hope. We will continue to talk about hope. We will continue to keep our hope alive. No matter what happens, we must continue to keep hope alive. Hope for justice, hope for peace, hope for dialogue, and hope for better future. So wherever you are watching this program from, try as much as possible to like the program, hit the like button, share it, and let others get this awareness. It is something that concerns every one of us. If you have not yet subscribed, subscribe to the channel. Subscribe so that you can be able to get notification and join us in every conversation. If you have a superior argument, feel free to put your conversation on the comment section respectfully. If you have a contribution to make, request for link. I will send the link. I don't put link permanently to avoid the abuse of the link. So when you need a link, you want to make a contribution, request for link. I will send you a link. Then you come in. You are entitled to your opinion, just like every other person is entitled to theirs. Whatever is happening in Finland today has everything to do with you and I. What exactly we are talking about? When we say Simon Ekpa appeal, what do we mean? Each time when we come here, we see people use the title, we say, Mazi Simon Ekpa Njobo appeal in Finland. What does it mean? Our Prime Minister, Simon Ekpa, was convicted by a Finnish district court in September 2025 and sentenced to 6 years in prison. The conviction involved terrorism-related offenses as well as other offenses including aggravated tax fraud and an offense connected to Finland Lawyers Act. Mazi Simon Ekpa denied a major allegation against him, appealed the judgment. So it is important for you to know, for you to know what Mazi Simon can appeal. Some of us don't know what is appealing. We just hear appeal court, who is appealing. It's important that you understand what they are accusing him and what is appealing. That is why I'm taking time to read it out, so that you can be able to spell it out, so that you can be able to understand. Our Prime Minister Simon Ekpa was convicted by a Finnish district court in September 2025 and sentenced to 6 years in prison. That is what is appealing. Excuse me. The conviction involved terrorism-related offenses as well as other offenses, including aggravated tax fraud, an offense connected to Finland Lawyers Act. Mazi Simon Ekpa Njoko denied the major allegation against him and appealed the judgment. That is why he's in appeal court today. That appeal is extremely important because an appeal is precisely where a defendant can challenge the findings or legal conclusion of a lower court. And that is what Mazi Simon Ekpa is doing. He is challenging every single thing, every single accusation, every allegation, every evidence against him. He is challenging them one after the other. And that is why the court is prolonging and is going to go further until every single one of them is demolished. And from information we're getting in the court, everything is turning around for our own good. Every single thing is turning around for our own good. And Mazi Simon Ekpa is diligently demolishing every single thing they present before him. And by the grace of God, at the end of the day, victory will definitely be ours. We must keep our hope alive and continue to pray for him. And that brings us to an important principle. An appeal is not the same thing as saying that someone has already won. He has not won yet. An appeal is also not the same thing as saying someone has already lost. The appeal process exists because legal system recognizes that decision can be challenged. We are challenging every single thing they throw at us. Evidence are being re-examined in the court as we speak. Arguments can be reconsidered. Legal interpretation can be tested. And ultimately, the appellate court makes its own determination according to Finnish law. That distinction is extremely important for everybody watching this broadcast. It is very important so that you will be understanding and know what we are here for and why we are speaking about the case of Mazi Simon Ekpa. If you don't grab anything, you grab this, because there are many claims circulating online. Wherever a major political or legal case is taking place, you will see propaganda, Nigerian media, content creators saying different things. I just enumerated to you what the case looks like and what to expect. Some people will say Simon Ekpa has already been released. We have seen so many videos. They tell you, oh, Simon Ekpa has already been released. Others will say Simon Ekpa has already won. Others will say the Finnish government has already overturned everything. But we must be extremely careful, you and I. That is why I'm only reporting something, anything that is verified. You will hear it from me. If it is not verified, even though I heard from people who are in the court, even though people send me information from the court, except I get it verified, I don't talk about it. Unless there is an official court decision confirming such an outcome, we should not present speculation as fact. Be careful about speculation. Be careful about speculation. What we know is that appeal has been pursued. And that the recent report indicates that Simon Ekpa remains confident. Our Prime Minister, Mazi Simon, remains very, very confident that the conviction will ultimately be overturned. This is one thing everybody should have in mind. In the court, people who are in the court there and confessing, both the observers in the court, they are seeing it. And our Prime Minister remains more than confident that the conviction will ultimately be overturned. That is his position. The final determination belongs to the Finnish judicial system. And they have the opportunity to redeem themselves. Their lower court must have been bought over by the Nigerian government. As we know, they are very good in pumping money. What little money cannot do, more money will do it for them. So all we are saying is that, as for us, we are confident in what we believe in. Mazi Simon Ekpa is very, very confident that the conviction will ultimately be overturned. That is the position of every one of us, Biafra'S. But at the same time, the final determination belongs to the Finnish judicial system to redeem themselves and do the right thing. And that is where we must keep our attention. We will continue to look towards them. Focus on that direction until the right thing is done. Never get confused, never get distracted, never allow anybody to push informations that are not acceptable to you. This case is very important for us. The case of Mazi Simon Ekpa is a very important case. It is important for us. It is important to every Biafran. This case matters so much to every one of us that is in the Biafra struggle. Because Mazi Simon Ekpa has presented himself as a political leader within Biafra independent movement. Mazi Simon Ekpa is not in Finland defending just himself. That is why this case is very important for every genuine Biafra agitator. I don't care who you support. I do not care your group. If you are genuine in your heart, you want freedom. This case is something you must pay attention to. Mazi Simon Ekpa has repeatedly argued for the restoration of Biafra. And therefore, for every one of us that are supporting him, whatever happens in Finland is not viewed simply as an ordinary criminal case. We see the case through the wider political struggle surrounding Biafra. This case is about Biafra. It doesn't matter how you think about it. The case of Mazi Simon Ekpa is about Biafra. This is why the courtroom in Finland has attracted so much attention. That is why Biafrans are flying in from different countries, and more people are still coming to support Mazi Simon Ekpa in the court. But we need to separate two things, as I always said. I said it yesterday, I am saying it again. We need to separate two things. The Finnish court is dealing with a legal case against an individual. The Biafran self-determination question is a much broader political and historical issue. Those two things overlap in the public conversation, but they are not legally identical. They are not legally identical, but we know they are connected. And understanding that distinction will make our discussion much stronger. The cases against Mazi Simon Ekpa as an individual, him today, yesterday and today, every single question that was coming to him was about Biafra, including our school and he's putting defense for them. You can support peaceful political self-determination without pretending that every allegation in a criminal case automatically becomes a political matter. You can demand due process without declaring that a court must produce the outcome you personally want. No? we can believe in Biafra while still recognizing the authorities of Finnish judicial system to determine the Finnish criminal case. Of course, every one of us know Master Simon Ekpa, what he has been through, who he is in Finland. So we are not scared about that. That is mature activism, and that is where we are. We allow the Finland authority to pass through the process. That is responsible advocacy. And that is the kind of conversation we need. We must continue to do everything humanly possible that we need to do to make sure that we get to the point we need to be. Every one of us as Biafrans, we have a little time at hand. What we are facing today is not just Master Simon Ekpa. As I said, it's a Biafran question. For a very long time, we have been praying and hoping that the Biafran question will be on the international stage. And today, the Biafran question is on the international stage. It is a thing that worth celebrating. So wherever you are as a Biafran, I urge you in the name of Chukwu Abia to continue to do your part. Do not be discouraged. Don't allow anybody to push you aside. Continue to do what you can do to see that our voice is being heard. The battle is not a little thing. It's a very strong battle that must be fought, and we must win the battle. Already we are winning. We are winning. There's nothing to, except that is, in this world, we know how the world is, we know how the games now, the politics are being played. And that's why we are asking the Finnish authorities to focus on the reality. No matter the argument and whatever, they should focus on the need of the day. Very important. What is happening today is the Biafran question, the historical Biafran question, is what is being put to test. And we are asking the question, and we continue to ask. Why does the word Biafra continue to generate such powerful emotion? Why does the word Biafra always generate such powerful emotion? Because Biafra is not simply a modern political slogan. It is connected to one of the most traumatic periods in Nigeria history. The Biafran Republic was declared in 1967. That declaration was followed by a devastating civil war, which lasted until 1970. The consequences were enormous. Millions of people died in Biafra land. Families were destroyed. Communities were displaced. The memories of the period continue to influence political thinking across generations. Since the late 1990s, separatist and self-determination movements have revived the Biafran question, and we will never stop. The United Kingdom 2026 Country Information Report acknowledges the long history of Igbo self-determination aspiration and the continued revival of separatist movements in southeastern Nigeria. So when people say, why are people still talking about Biafra? The answer is history. When people, they are very fond of saying, why are you still talking about Biafra? Why are you believing that Biafra? The answer is history. The answer is identity. Our identity. It is our identity. It is our religion. The answer is political grievances. We will never stop talking about Biafra. The answer is memory. Memory. That memory will never die. It doesn't matter what they do. You cannot kill that memory. And for some people, the answer is the belief that political structure of Nigeria has failed to adequately address long-standing concern. They are not prepared to address it. Not today, not tomorrow, not ever. But we must also recognize something else. The Biafran question cannot be separated from the suffering caused by violence. The suffering caused by violence that was brought upon us by the British and the Nigerian. the starvation of more than 5 million Biafran children. More than 5 million people, we are starved to death. Our children, millions died out of hunger. We can never forget. What happened in Biafra land was a genocide. But for one reason or the other, they have refused to call it genocide because they're expecting us, all of us, to die. And we will not allow ourselves to die. We will protect ourselves. Any political movement that seeks international legitimacy must be prepared to answer difficult questions about human rights. And that is what we are facing today. The question of human rights, violence, security, and the protection of civilians. That is the question that Master Simon Ekpa is facing in Finland today as we speak. And it is these questions, after this process, Biafra will gain international legitimacy. Some of you don't understand. You don't understand how important the case of Master Simon Ekpa is. This case is going to give Biafra an international legitimacy more than you can ever imagine. That is why, if you know how to pray, go and pray. Whatever God you worship, go and continue to pray for them. Pray. That is why the future of Biafra conversation must be about more than slogan. It must be about what kind of society people want to build. Wherever you are as a Biafra, you have a responsibility. I have a responsibility. And we must continue to represent as an ambassador wherever we are. We must continue to represent as an ambassador wherever we are. Chukwu Okike Abiama will never leave us. I appreciate every one of you that have been on this platform today. While we are still waiting for more updates, hopefully towards this evening and tomorrow, we are going to come back again and we will continue to follow up. Updates are coming in from Finland, and whatever be the case, we will let you know. Master Simon Ekpa was in court again today defending the Biafran cause, and he will be there tomorrow. We will continue to follow up until whenever it ends. From every indication, they say the case is not going to end on 21st, and they said it's going to extend more. They need more time because of the seriousness of the case. It is about 80 million people, not just Master Simon Ekpa. Always understand that. And I pray that Chukwu Okike Abiama will continue to guide and protect every one of us. Wherever you are watching this program from, I urge you to continue to support our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, wherever you are. Continue to support Master Simon Ekpa. Continue to pray for him and continue to pray for Master Nnamdi Kanu. They are the people who have put their life on the line for you and I. And we also must do the same. Support them the best way you can. May Chukwu Okike Abiama continue to guide and protect every one of us that played a role in this program today. If you have not yet shared this program, please like the program and share it to all platforms. Like and share to all platforms if you have not done so. Kindly like and share to all platforms. Continue to pray for our Prime Minister, Master Simon Ekpa, and continue to pray for our Supreme Master Nnamdi Kanu. Pray. There is victory on the way. There is good news coming. That is good news, but I don't want to break it now. That good news is going to come. It's not going to be hidden. It's going to be hidden. Truth is open. And every one of us, we have a cause to thank Chukwu Okike Abiama. Thank you so much for being part of this program. I will see you again next time. Stay blessed, and may Chukwu Okike Abiama guide and protect all of us. Thank you, and be blessed.
Biafrans demand for justice for Mazi Simon Ekpa Joko, a prisoner of conscience in Finland who is standing to save the life of people. Justice for Simon Ekpa Joko. Justice for all Biafrans. Let us continue to demand for justice for Mazi Simon Ekpa He is innocent and must be released unconditionally. The Nigerian government is the one responsible for all atrocities happening in Biafra. Mazi Simon Ekpa Joko is innocent and must be released. Justice for Mazi Simon Ekpa. Justice for BIAFRA'S.
What? Bye, everybody. See you next time. Let me hear.
In YouTube, you're finished?
No. But the camera is not on.
The camera is not on. But you say what? Huh? But you say what to your life? Huh? Huh?
They know somebody is talking to me.
Me.
Yes, baby.
Someone we really appreciate, honestly.
This is my weekend word. This is my confusion word. This is too Palibran. Palibran. I'm in Italy, USA. About the one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Wherever they go. Opposite Djibouti. But they don't be on the side. Along the Sukudu Road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I say, and I'm waiting they happen. And I'm waiting they happen. And I'm at the Balibar. See no day for dog. See no day for dog. If you take your eyes, then I call the driver. Driver waiting. Driver waiting. This is my weekend word. This is my confusion word. This is too Palibran. Palibran. I'm in Italy, USA. About the one lady girl. Pali they go to work. Pali they work for bank. Then I enter for motor. Wherever they go. Wherever they go. Opposite Djibouti. But they don't be on the side. Along the Sukudu Road. I see people run. I see people run. Then I say,
Biafra's spirit never dies. From the roots to the sky. In the silence of the night, we still call your name. Through the storm and the struggle, we carry your flame. Though the walls may be high and the chains may be strong, your voice echoes louder every freedom song. Oh, we remember your courage, we remember your stand. For the people, for the future, for the promised land. Even when you're not here, your spirit still leads. In the hearts of the people, in our words and deeds. Oh, we don't go tired. We don't go fall. Through the fire, we stand tall. We know he will be free. Oh yeah. In our hearts, in our dreams, we believe. Simon Epa, we call your name. Born for the struggle, born for the flame. We know he will be free. One day, through the night, we go see better day. We miss your voice, your guiding light. But your spirit keeps the fire burning bright. From the streets to the villages, the message go round. Every voice, every soul, hear the freedom sound.
No prison can silence what the truth has begun. Like the rising of the moon and the shining of the sun. Hey, they can try to hold you down, but they don't understand. This is bigger than a man, it's the cry of a lion. From the elders to the youth, everybody knows. Freedom is a seed and it's already grown. Oh, we go rise again. We don't go fail. Through the pain, your voice we hear. We know he will be free. Oh yeah. In our hearts, in our dreams, we believe. Simon Ekpa, we call your name. All for the struggle, all for the flame. We know he will be free. One day, through the night, we go see better day. We miss your voice, your guiding light. But your spirit is the fire burning bright. Even in absence, you're never gone. In every prayer, in every song, your strength lives on, your fire remains. Breaking the silence, breaking the day. Stop that time. Freedom, freedom, we cry. Freedom, freedom, we rise. We know he will be free. Oh yeah. In our hearts and our dreams we believe. Simon Ekpa, we call your name. Born for the struggle, born for the flame. We know he will be free. One day, through the night we will see better days. We need your presence. Feel the light. And together we go win this fight. He will be free. He will be free. Biafra's spirit.
That tomorrow we are embarking on the exposition of the Islamic State Party. We are going to embark on the exposition of the fraud that they want to use Tinubu and Setiman to do. Tomorrow we are going to embark on the enlightenment, awareness, and to inform our Oduduwa brothers and sisters of the impending danger that is about to befall them. Tomorrow we are going to embark on this awareness for the restoration of BIAFRA'S. And so, if you notice, I have been playing and streaming a very wonderful job done by different TV. And for that reason, I came very late because of series of meetings. I am going to drop yet again another scripture today because we are now in the holy days of our time in struggle. So I am going to read a scripture
I am going to read the scripture. And I want you to pay attention to the scripture that I'm about to read. Remember that we are still in the Bishop of Agbado. Bishop of Agbado, the end of Nigeria. We are part of it. Because Bishop of Agbado. So let me read the scripture today. I want you to pay attention to the scripture. We are reading from the book of Obadiah. The book of Obadiah. From the book of Obadiah again. Obadiah chapter 1. The book of Obadiah chapter 1. We are going to read from verse 10. Pay attention. This particular scripture goes to all in the from the book of Obadiah. You people are falling. I do not understand. I do not understand why some people are laughing at Obadiah. Alright. The book of Obadiah, if your Bible does not have Obadiah, it means you have an incomplete Bible. Somebody say it is called Obadiah. No, it is not Obadiah. Who told you? Who told you that it is called Obadiah? Yeah? Who told you it is called Obadiah? Somebody say it is called Obadiah. Who told you that? I am telling you how it is called. You are telling me it is Obadiah. Yeah? No, it is called Obadiah. Obadiah. Do you think it is an English name? Listen to me when I teach you, so you don't do mistake. That word is not an English word. Okay? So you cannot say this is how to pronounce it. It is called Obadiah. Okay? It is not an English word. Are you going to prove me wrong? Is it an English word? I am asking you, is that word our name English word, English name? No. Even if it is English name, it is called. Listen to your bishop. Listen to the bishop. We have come to complete and take it up from where they stop. What we do is that where their madness stop is where our own madness all start. Where the Islamic State in APC and all the jihadist movement and their government, where their madness stop is where our own madness do what start. So follow me to read Obadiah. You can even use you to call it Obadiah. Original Igbo name. It was original Igbo. From Obadiah, you now get Obadiah. You know, when you want to refine the name to sound more of English, you can say Obadiah, but it is originally from Obadiah. Okay? When I'm telling you people to listen, it was originally from Obadiah. Okay, from Obadiah you get Obadiah. So it is Obadiah. Just agree with me. Let us agree that it is Obadiah, okay? You were not there. Me and you were not there. Yeah? But I can explain it better. So if my explanation is not better, believe me. Okay? Because we know they're there. Alright. So we are reading from the book of Obadiah be cut off forever. Are you all listening? Let me repeat it again. The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 10 says, for violence against your brother Jacob, shame shall cover you, and you shall be cut off forever. All of you have seen the way the people who claim to be fighting for Biafra, you know that this is a special week. Okay? What has happened today? Some of them, all the things they have done in the past, they have gone back to it and start taking glory. They are taking glory. After they waged violence against their own brother. Let me read from 11. In this one, go to Nigeria. In the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that strangers carried captive his forces, when foreigners entered his gate, and cast lot for Jerusalem, even you were as one of them. Hey! Are you people following? The book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 11, said, in the day that you stood on the other side, in the day that strangers, Fulani government and their politicians, strangers carried captive his forces, when strangers entered his gate, when strangers entered our land, and they cast lots for Jerusalem, even you, the people that claim they are fighting for Biafra, even you were one of them. Even you were one of the strangers. Even you were one of those who have come to carry forces captive. You are doing it to ESN, your days for doing that is over. They carried our forces in the Eastern Security Network captive. Today, it is over.